Now, usually when I speak to people, they then ask me, how do we then bring it to our own level, our own businesses, where we're actually able to use it on a day-to-day example? What are some of these things that we've actually been able to benefit from blockchain technology, specifically looking at the small business? The first thing that blockchain technology gave us is tokenization. What tokenization means, it means that an asset, which is very difficult to interact with, can now be interactable because it can be tokenized. I'm going to take it a bit slow because I can see a few people are not really catching me, so I'm going to take it very slow. Imagine you wanted to tokenize Sandton City. You wanted to build a Sandton City. Ideally, what you would do in today's day and age is you would need to go to hedge fund managers, property managers, and ask them to fund your project so you can build what? Sandton City. But with tokenization, what you can do is you can represent the structure of the building of Sandton City and turn it into digital currency. Meaning, you don't actually need to go to 1 or 2 or 3 hedge fund managers to fund your project. You can actually open it up to anyone from the internet, from all around the world to fund your project. And when they buy a piece of that coin. So for example, it would be called Sandton City coin. So they'd buy a piece of Sandton City coin. That will allow them to own what? A share within Sandton City. And when they want to sell it, they can sell it at a very fast rate. Do you see how it breaks forth many middlemen? It allows the basic consumer to be able to invest in big assets that no one else was able to invest in. I said to somebody the other day, I said, what digital currencies have been able to do is they've been able to break forth a layer in the world that has kept a lot of the world's wealth hidden for many different years. Because a lot of the times people complain about barriers to entry. I'm a small business, how do I fund my business? How do I get in? How do I get an appointment with that big CEO who's the final decision maker? In today's day and age, you don't have to. You create tokens, and those tokens can be distributed all around the world, and through that, you're able to raise funding for your business. The second thing is smart contracts. I've already touched on smart contracts, but I'll touch on it again. The beauty of smart contracts is that it actually enables us to trust one another because there's actual digital footprint and not hearsay that can give us proof. So it gives us something to actually look at to say, within the smart contract, this is what actually happened. It's a law unto itself. The third thing is an initial coin offering, and this I've already touched to when it comes to actual raising capital and raising funds for your business. Now, with initial coin offering, I'd want to spend a bit more time because as small business, we want to understand it more as to how we can actually implement this within our small businesses. With initial coin offerings, what you're essentially doing is you're essentially selling shares. That's what you're doing. I'll give you an example. Currently, the Bitcoin price currently sits at about, it's roaming at around 80, 90,000 Rand for one Bitcoin. Now, when you say it's roaming at around 80 to 90,000 Rand, people say, well, I'm out of the picture. I don't want to buy that. It's too expensive. But what Bitcoin did is it allowed it to become so separate that you can buy a decimal of a Bitcoin. So you don't have to buy a full Bitcoin. You can buy 0.00001 of a Bitcoin. Now, when the Bitcoin price increases, you get the profits of your ownership, which is the 0.001 of a Bitcoin. When Sandton City increases in value, you get ownership of what? The Sandton City coin that you're actually owing. Now, the beauty of this is the fact that small businesses are able to access capital, funds, at a much faster rate. Not only that, transparency can happen at a much quicker rate because people will be able to understand what's going on within that system and they'll be able to trade with one another at a much faster and simpler rate.